90s. Came from New Jersey. They came from New Jersey to New York, and that is a long story. All right. We used to wear beads back then. Okay, you know, I still have my beads that say De Corazon on it with my name Mario. Blah blah. With the fingers crossed. We used to wear beads back in the day. When they first started, they also had us signing papers that we got blessed, blah, blah. This was in 1990 when I got blessed, 420. This is also from the Junta Central. I was part of the Junta Central of New York City that was in charge of dismantling, you know what I'm saying, all chapters in New York, you know, all the fucked up chapters that were running around crazy and that they had permission or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that came down from the top people from Puerto Rico, from Madrina, from Manolo, from all these top people, you know. I'm not going to mention a lot of names because I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, get into all that. But anyway, the shit that really fucked it up was, you know, when Netas first came out, you know, we were powerful, man. I'm talking about, see the way Latin Kings was and still is, you know, they got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of strength and this and that. Latin Kings, a lot of people fear them. Netas was like that in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? In Puerto Rico, they have their own way of living. I'm Puerto Rican, but never been to Puerto Rico. I don't know their politics in prison. I mean, I just learned it because we had to learn it in our history, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you know, it's different out there. You know what I'm saying? So let me just get back into New York because this was a New York thing, okay? They had chapters in Puerto Rico, or that's where it all started. You know, that's the original, that's the motherland. Great. You know what I'm saying? They started it or whatever. We fucking made a name that blew it up all over the United States. Same shit like the Latin Kings, you know what I'm saying? They made a name for themselves in New York State. Yes, you know what I'm saying? At first, they didn't have permission or whatever, but when they got the permission, they stood in New York State and they held it down. Same like the Bloods. They didn't have permission. They still put in that work. They said, we're going to, you know what I'm saying, still be blah, blah, blah. They held it down till this day. Fucking Bloods are everywhere. Nietas, you know what I'm saying, we could have been like that also. You know what I'm saying? Because we were getting big. I mean, everybody, it's all over YouTube. You know, every house you went to on Rikers Island, you had a Nieta in there, okay? Now, I'm not saying we ran shit, but we were trying to hold it down, like, you know what I'm saying, for it to be more comfortable for somebody coming from the streets, coming home, you know what I'm saying, all fucked up on that manteca, and a lot of people was on methadone and homeless in the streets, and, you know, we were trying to look out for the people, you know what I'm saying? We was against the abuse. You know what I'm saying? That's what Neta stand for. A lot of people don't know that also. Neta, N-E-T-A, now ends the abuse. You know what I'm saying? In Spanish, nunca hemos tolerado abuso. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Okay? So also the original name is Asociación Pro Derecho al Confinado, Association Pro Inmate Rights. You know, we fight for the rights of the inmate that is getting abused by administration, the prison system, by inmate to inmate, whatever it is, abuse, sexual abuse, whatever. You know, we was against all that. We were fighting. We made a name for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got to understand, this was the beginning of the 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? Reggaeton was just coming out. Everybody wanted to be fucking Latino. Everybody wanted to be Boricua. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying, huepa, Latino de verdad, dígame, huepa. A lot of people coming from Puerto Rico to the parade. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people bringing that Puerto Rico Nieta knowledge to us, and we're learning more. But the thing that fucked it all up, and I'm going to say it straight out, was when they started coming out here, people that didn't know shit about New York system, prison system. I've been getting locked, I'm 51, I've been getting locked up since the 80s. You know, this was when it was borough type of shit. And then fuck the gang bullshit. I don't care who the fuck you was down with in the street. This is a different fucking world in here. You can't hold your shit down in here, then whatever. This was in the 80s. 90s motherfucker had it easy. Yo soy Nieta, or I'm Latin King, or I'm Blood, or Crip, or whatever, Trinitarios, you know what I'm saying? You lived like a fucking king because you used that name. Now these motherfuckers from Puerto Rico try to come to New York and try to run shit saying, it started in Puerto Rico. We're the originals. We're the one that runs shit. So whatever we say, go. So como yo soy de Puerto Rico, since I'm from Puerto Rico, I'm running shit. And a lot of chapters were being ran by these guys from Puerto Rico that didn't know shit about New York. Shit is popping off inside. And these guys are opening up chapters in the streets and, not knowing shit about the politics in New York. Now, I don't have nothing against gay people, but it took that to another level when it came to Netas. Yes, there is a norma which I respect. Don't treat your fellow man like a woman unless he feels like one. You know what I'm saying? I can't treat you like a woman if I go that way. You know what I'm saying? Unless you feel like one. You know what I'm saying? You have to be gay. You have to like men. If I go that way and you go that way and we click, then they allow that. You know what I'm saying? So it got out of hand. My bad. Mailman came. I had to put it on pause. La-di-da-di. But anyway, back to this. I guess I was talking about the gays or whatever. But anyway, back when I was young, and I'm going to admit it, like I said, I don't have nothing against the gays or whatnot, but back in the 80s when I was a fucking teenager, in the 70s and the 80s, we used to make fun of them, yes? You know what I'm saying? We used to see a faggot, call them a fat pato, socio, this and that, make fun of them, blah, 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 doing all this bullshit and disrespecting them, beating up on them, you know what I'm saying? So that history was already in New York. I know I wasn't the only one. Think back, people, the older generation. I'm talking 51 years old. Think back, we used to do that boom bash in the streets when we see a faggot or whatever. I mean, maybe it wasn't you, but going to the East Village and having fun, that was back then. But anyway, pero that shit got out of hand in New York. Now everybody was gay. There was guys, gangster motherfuckers, that was gay, that was walking around with another man, that was, representing Nieta and shit, Now, that shit got out of hand, bro. Maybe they do that in Puerto Rico. I don't know. But you can't do that in New York. And what got me pissed off was, if we really wanted to, like I really wanted to. I mean, I guess I was, because when we first came out, and I was one of them dogs also, bro. I was fucking hungry. I was like, you know what I'm saying? One of them, if we're gonna make a group up, we're gonna be one of the baddest. We already got Latin kings out there. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be one of the baddest. And I tell you the truth. When you talk about the older generation from the Nieta, the original guys and shit, them motherfuckers put in a lot of work and shit, we used to get down because we were from the street, we were from the old school. Back in the 80s, it was, put up or shut up. We used to go head up, you know what I'm saying? Fight rumbles, 50 guys on each other. Oh, bam, bang, bang, all good, you know what I'm saying? So we was already into that fighting mode and shit. So when they got into that slicing and stabbing bullshit, I mean, the whole shit changed, And now you have guys from Puerto Rico coming out here, don't know the system in New York, trying to, yo soy Neta, I run shit, da 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 da, and motherfuckers were following them, motherfuckers were respecting them, but that's why people started getting hurt, man. They started, doing shit their way like they did it in Puerto Rico, and in New York, you can't do that shit, You didn't see Latin kings from Chicago, even a mafia from Italy, or anybody, Bloods from California, come to New York and say, listen, this is the way we run it. That's the way you're going to run it. And if you don't like it, you're going to have to break up. Okay? And if they did tell them that, they didn't break up. Because you still see Latin kings out there. You see Bloods out there. You see Mafia's been out there. They stuck to their rules, New York rules. We're from New York. Y'all from out there. Fuck that. We would have held it down. We're from New York. Fuck that. And take that rule out. Or modify that rule with the homosexuals, and this is the way I understood it, okay? Consider your fellow man, do not consider your fellow man a woman unless he feels like one, all right? I cannot consider you a woman unless you feel like one. If I'm gay inside, I like men. You know what I'm saying? And you look attractive or whatever, I can't hit on you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Try to get on you unless you also give me that hint that you're gay. All right? And if that does happen, and we do got the permission, supposed to be on the hush, down low. They said all gay people, this is an unwritten rule, all gay people don't have no sayings in meetings, no tienen dicho. They have no votes, no saying, no nothing. Yes, you're nieta, but you're not nieta. You're under our umbrella. And when it was like that, that shit was running smooth. You didn't see a lot of, de corazón, mi hermano, this and that, you know what I'm saying? There was times I was embarrassed because I was with some killer gangsters or whatever, in prison or even in the street. And you see this fucking, guy shaking his ass just like a fucking woman with white beads coming down his fucking neck across, jingling, cling, cling, cling. De corazón, hermanito. Oh, de corazón. Oh my God, bro. Yo, they used to laugh, man. Yo, so back then, Latin kids and Netas used to call each other primos, you know what I'm saying? And that was the reason why, because the original people, they were hardcore, and Latin kids were already hardcore, that we got along like family. Since we couldn't be kings, or they didn't become Netas, or vice versa, or whatever, we wanted to be our own, we became primos, because we're family now. We're not brothers and sisters, but we're still family. We're primos. You look out for me, I look out for you. You're still my blood. We got different names, but we're still blood. You know what I'm saying? You're my primo. And we had a lot of love for each other with the Latin kid, and that fucked it up. And that's a good example right there. De corazón, mi hermano, this and that. And, Latin kids, they were like, yo, papa, take that shit over there, bro. Now we don't deal with that shit over here, and I don't go that way either, but I can't say, yo, get the fuck out of my face. And I say, manito, pull it to the side, calmate, papa, chill, bro. That's all that had to happen, bro, was keep it fucking manly in New York State. All right? Stop fucking volunteering motherfuckers to join us and shit, because the numbers do count, but you're gonna have a bunch of fucking sheep with 2 fucking lions and shit, because it happened to me. Motherfucking for Puerto Rico, big and bad, muscles and all, he's like Puerto Rico, motherfucker ran on me and I got my ass kicked by Bloods when the shit was on. Motherfucker ran on me, bro. Matter of fact, Kings looked out for me. Like I said, a lot of my I call them brothers, because, we grew up together. My brother Meg, rest in peace. A lot of kings that I grew up with also always told me, yo, Sid, why didn't you become a king? I just didn't want to jump around, man. I was already LM. Then I became Nieta. I didn't want to leave Nieta, become a king, and, be jumping, fuck it. I get down with you. Fuck the kings, Nieta, LM, fuck all that. We down together, let's get down. And that's how I was. No matter what crew you were with, I got your back. But anyway, if it wasn't for all that bullshit, all these 16-year-old kids, de corazón, never been to prison or no shit about it. Politics, nothing. All these gay people joining up, blah, 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 blah. Embarrassing. And all these motherfuckers from Puerto Rico think they're running shit in New York. Trying to run in New York, bro. It's like me going to Puerto Rico and saying, fuck that, bro. This is the way we run it in New York. This is the way we go. I'm going to change Puerto Rico. They ain't going to kill my ass. And the niggas from New York, we should have all held it down, bro. Then the shit hit the fan. Word came down from Puerto Rico to Madrina, to Manolo, to the streets, to us. We became, that Junta Central that just went out there and started stripping people. You Nieta? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Boom! Strip. Take your beads off, strip you. Don't ever say you Nieta. She was even going on in prison. We were going after our own sometimes. Because you were fake, bro. You was under that umbrella. And we were trying to make it, yo, this is something serious, bro. You don't fucking play with this shit. And motherfuckers were playing with it. They were running around saying they Neta, playing with it.